Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here with Chris. We're gonna go over one of my favorite series, which is the cross collar series. It's important to think about the cross collar series as not necessarily a linear progression, but more of like that cross collar grip being the spoke of a wheel, the hub of a wheel. And spokes go off in different directions based on maybe what your goals are from the bottom and what their reactions are from the top. So we'll go through a couple eventualities and sort of see how this all works together. Now, the most important part of this is just the grip itself. The deeper the grip, the more threatened he's gonna feel. And the more threatened that the person you're attacking feels, the more defensive minded they're gonna be. So if I'm attacking really hard, I'm not too worried about him capitalizing on that, okay? So, from the guard, right? Now, getting to this point can be really challenging. We're not gonna talk too much about that, but we'll just sort of talk about like establishing the grip. First thing I wanna do is eliminate some space between us. So I'm either gonna do that by breaking posture or by sitting up. Either is fine, but one of the main mistakes people make when they get this cross collar grip is they pull down on this lapel really tight and then they try to wedge their hand between the lapel and the neck. So if you come around here and get this angle, if this is really tight, I want to get my hand inside here. It's not going to work if I'm super tight, right? So I have to open and push. Now look at all that space. I sit up, I get a really tight grip, lock it in, and I want to start flexing my arm. So I flex the wrist and the bicep, and I bring my shoulder blades together. And now his posture's broken. He's probably feeling a little bit of pressure on his carotid on one side. So he's like, oh shit, I gotta deal with this. Finishing the choke is really simple. Right? We have two main ways to do it. You reach over the shoulder, clear my elbow, and finish. Make sure you watch the Jiu-jitsu 101 video, squeeze mechanics. Finishing this choke can be really challenging if you're not really sure how to squeeze properly, okay? So we get that nice deep grip. If I flare my elbows out and I try to squeeze with my biceps, it's gonna feel uncomfortable, but it's not gonna necessarily put him to sleep. So I wanna be able to flex my arms, bring those shoulder blades together, and finish. And get really, really tight really quick. So I'm using those back muscles, bringing those scapula together. Now Chris is smart. He knows that when I get here, I need to get my other hand into place, right? So there's a couple different ways he might address that, but one sort of knee-jerk reaction is just to post on the bicep. And that's a smart idea because he's taking the inside line and he's framing my arm. He's framing my arm to the outside, which means I can't really do too much here. I'm ready for this. So shin on the bicep. From this point, we have a couple different options, right? You can always go back to that choke and finish as normal. If I'm flexible and I have dexterity in my legs, get my leg up, triangle. Sometimes we may have to circle the arm, circle the leg out. One of my personal favorites here, if he's like maybe pulling his elbow into his ribs real tight, that's gonna happen. We just bring our shin to the opposite side. Trap the arm, and just finish with our shin. The point being here that this grip is so versatile that no matter what he does, as long as I have the jump on his movements and I'm aware of all the different options I have, he's in a lot of trouble. Okay, so he posts that bicep, no big deal. Pop, tack, tack, right? Ooh, that one's really, really nasty. Yeah. Oftentimes, they're gonna address this grip as well, right? So we'll start with this hand here. If he grabs with the same side hand, just one. Yeah, it could be both, right? Both hands is challenging, but if this same side hand comes in, lapel drag. The collar drag is serves you on a silver platter, okay? So again, if I see this hand coming up, the back is exposed. He's gonna have to violate, oftentimes when he does that, keeping his elbow to the outside of my hip. So once the elbow is on the inside of my hip, Now it's vulnerable for arm drags and arm bars. All right, so if I can get that elbow moving to the inside, he's in a lot of trouble. Right. If his other hand goes to the lapel, no big deal. I'm sorry, yeah, same thing, the wrist, right? Tries to break my grip, no big deal. Set up our triangles, right? If he's smart, he brings his other hand inside to frame out my grip. Or you notice that he takes the inside position here. That weakens this cross-collar grip because I can't create connection to my own body. No big deal. The point being, this cross-collar series is so versatile that we really want to just focus on improving our ability to get that grip, and we should have a lot of success, okay? So in a moment, we're gonna start to switch from some different angles. We'll go over each technique very clearly. Standard X choke variation or the Haleo Gracie choke. Cross collar grip, shoulder grip, flex the wrists, flex the biceps, break the posture, shoulder blades together, and we get our tap. Variation 2, right, more realistic. Reach over the head, create an angle. He squares up, finish the choke. Bicep block to X choke. Post, elbow escape. Clear the knee, finish the choke. Bicep block, cross collar grip to triangle choke. Bicep block to reinforced X choke with the shin. Same side grip break to the back or the mount. I'll show the mount variation here. Cross side grip break to the triangle. On this one, I have to make sure my thigh is wedged between his elbow and his ribs. Counter to the inside pummel to break the grip. Pummel to the inside. Here he can flare his elbow out to take pressure off his neck. We still want to, because we're looking for the triangle, I want to make sure I have a wedge between his elbow and his ribs. And when that comes in, elbow escape, right? Especially if he's using that arm strong, go ahead and like kind of flare it out. Exactly. I want to use my shin to break that down. From here, straighten and climb, right into our triangle. Ready? Last one, super sneaky. Cross collar grip to high five. Chris, Jackson, we'll see you next time.
Combined circle breaks.